Hey everybody, how's it going? I hope you're having a lovely day. Today I decided to embark upon a strange hobby of looking after a koi fish pond and live streaming it on my other YouTube channel, Louis Rossman Random Live. To do this, I wanted to have two cameras, one that is above the water and one that is in the water so that I could give different views to the people who wanted to watch. Now, one of the problems that I found while looking for a camera that would fit this application is that most of the underwater cameras that I find are designed to be used with a battery. They're temporary use cameras. So they are waterproof with a battery, but they are not waterproof if you attempt to plug them in. They're just not designed for that. There are camera bags that are made, but again, it's the same concept, which is the camera's designed to be used inside the bag with a battery. It's not designed to have a wire that's going into it or anything like that, and it's not really supposed to be used for continuous use. So I found something that actually was made for that, and I thought that this would be a good purchase. This is the Barlus HD Aquarium PoE underwater camera, and I thought that I would buy this and try it out, and I thought that I would show you the results that I get from this camera. Many of you have asked, why don't I use a GoPro? A, same problem, no way to continuously power it without having some sort of issue. And B, I did a video a while back, I don't have ad block on the throwaway Windows install, but how to live stream using a GoPro Hero 7. And this is, it's one of those things where I believe that if Jack Bauer were too old to be able to torture terrorists to get information out of them with his bare hands, that he would just tell them to try to live stream a video to YouTube using a GoPro, which I tried to do for 30 minutes in this video before I could get it to work. So I thought that we would try and check out the Barlus and see what it's like to use this particular camera for anybody who's who may be interested in buying this thing. This is going to be fun. So let's get into it. So the first thing that you notice with this camera is a lot of the instructions that you get with it, whether the papers in the box or on the flash drive, are actually for different products. So you have to browse around a little, because the first thing that you get are instructions to an NVR, and I bought a camera. So that's cool. So when you finally do find this, so we are going to open the instruction manual here for this lovely little camera, and it shows you how it's put together, and you have the support email, all this stuff. And then you have the IP address of the camera, and it gives you the account, which is admin, and the password, which is empty. It also tells you the ONVIF port over here, which is 8899, and the TCP port and the HTTP port. So let's check this thing out, and let's see what happens if we visit it in Firefox. The browser is too new. Some features will not work. Please download a different browser. No worries. We can try Chrome. Maybe Chrome will work. I don't usually use Chrome, but this is, again, a throwaway Windows install that's pretty much just for this, and that doesn't work either. So let's try something like Internet Explorer. I call it Internet Exploder because Internet Exploder explodes your computer with viruses and pop-ups every time you use it. Good old Internet Explorer 6, and you get pretty much the same thing in every browser. So here, let's do this. I do not want to use recommended security settings. I'm going to open my Chinese webcam in Internet Explorer. It's going to be great. Now, for some reason, it keeps redirecting. Internet Explorer keeps redirecting me to this. I don't want to debug. Go away. It's now out of support. I don't care. I want to use it because it's out of support. Okay, it just keeps redirecting me to Edge. That's kind of annoying, actually. I want to switch to Edge. Reload with Internet Explorer made. What? Some sites are made to work with Internet Explorer and functionality, blah, blah, blah. Internet Explorer mode in Microsoft Edge. Okay. Internet Explorer mode. Type default browser. And allow sites to be loaded in Internet Explorer, toggled on. Okay, we're going to try Internet Explorer. This is a nice old browser. And when we go to this in Edge, we go to this website, do we get, okay, it's going to try to take us there in Edge. I think Internet Explorer is automatically opening things in Edge. It says you're in Internet Explorer mode. Most pages work better in Edge. I don't believe that. So first thing here is that you literally need to turn on Internet Explorer mode, which I did because it was a bit of a pain to actually use this thing. So you need to use Edge in Internet Explorer mode. So I go admin, and then the second thing you see is the beautiful interface over here. You have a download button that goes to a plugin for ActiveX, which I also had to install. I had to install ActiveX to be able to use this product that's being sold in 2023. Let that sink in. And you have this little strange man's face over there. That's probably the guy who's watching me through my camera after I install ActiveX on my computer, which God knows how bad this is for security at this point in time. I'm not rebooting my computer to install a damn camera. So then again, there's no login button. You have question mark, and there's also no indication that it's loading. You also have over here a question mark, 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 question mark. So essentially the interface on this thing is fundamentally useless. It's a pretty bad interface. Now, this is the quality once you actually get into the interface, which I honestly was not able to do for a while because I didn't go through the Internet Explorer mode thing in Edge until very recently. And as you can see, we have koi fish in the pond. The other thing is the resolution that the camera claims to be and the resolution that it actually is. So if you take a look on this page here, it claims this is a 2592 by 1944 resolution camera. Let me put that again. This is supposed to be higher than 1080p. This is supposed to be better than 1080p, and this is what you get out of it. Now, this technically may be the resolution that they're advertising while encoding the video in MPEG-2 with a bit rate of, 400 kilobit per second. Technically, they may not be lying. There may be a way to configure this to a higher bit rate, but again, this is the software that you get with this camera that's being sold on Amazon for $250 in 2023. This is, and I think I just froze it by whatever it is that I clicked over there. Yeah, I just broke it. Oh man. So what is this? Let's see. That's the begin to record. I don't want to record. I just want to live stream. Again, you have the three buttons here. I'm just going to mess around a little bit, kind of try to see what it does. All right. Oh my. What's this? No clue. And it logged me out. Oh, language. Here we go. English. Admin. So here we are. I chose English as my language, and we log in and try to figure out how this thing works. So we have mainstream, auto prompt, bitrate type. And the first thing I want to do is, this is one of the things you see here is this camera claims to be 2592 by 1944. 2592 by 1944. This looks horrible. So let's see if we can change the bitrate to make this look a little bit less like garbage. So we go into device configuration over here. Intelligent alert. Okay, I don't want to do alerts. Forget about that. Video binding, channel 1. Video loss. Not it. Alarm, no. Abnormal, no. What do we got here? Here we go, encode. So surely here we will, oh my God, this is H.265? Are you kidding? No way. No way in hell. Okay, so let's make the video bitrate as high as it can be. I'm going to set it to CBR, just the highest bitrate possible. Let's see, because you have VBR, but variable bitrate varies. I literally just want it to be the best possible at all times. So let's see. We try CBR. I'm going to set both. Let's see. What is this? We have, this is the secondary stream. Okay, this is the primary. Main profile. We're going to do high profile, smart encode, H.225X. Huh. Oh, H.225. Yeah, I can't select CBR anymore if after messing with this. Interesting. Let's see. I want to. Okay, I don't need 4 megapixel resolution. 1080p is enough for me. 25 frames a second. CBR. Highest bitrate is 5 megabit though. High profile. Okay, anytime I mess with smart encode, that is what stops me from being able to, okay, now I get it. I can't mess with smart encode. So smart encode is what's messing me up. Let's say 1080p is good enough. 25 frames a second. Highest bitrate possible. for both streams. Video, audio. Copy. High profile. Okay. Work after restart immediately. So we're going to restart the camera and see if we get better quality out of this thing. Yeah, I'm not expecting, again, I'm not doing a 4 megapixel stream anyway. I'm doing this live stream off of an Intel Nook from 5 years ago, and it's a Celeron. So I'm streaming off of a 5-year-old Celeron that I used to use as the front desk computer at the store for the person who answered the phone. Yeah, so 1080p is more than enough. Okay, we're going to reload the camera. Okay, this is going to work in Internet Explorer mode. So again, if you want to use this camera and configure it in Linux, because I am a Linux user, you're not going to get to do any of that. You're going to have a throwaway Windows install somewhere that you can use. Okay, video binding, don't care about that. Where is it? That wasn't encoding. Ah, here we go. Okay, we have PTZ. There's no pan, tilt, and zoom on this piece of crap. Camera parameter. Day, night, stuff. Okay. That's just a bunch of infrared looking stuff. Don't really care about that. Encode. Okay, so it's... Okay, we're at the highest bit rate. And we're here. And one thing you may notice is it doesn't appear to actually show me a video. So let's see if we can figure out why it doesn't show video anymore. Huh? Huh? Uh-oh. Play? There we go. Okay, now I got video. Now again, this is supposed to be 1080p, 8 megabit per second. Yeah, 1080p. Okay, he's kind of cute. Look at that little fishy. Do you think that this camera is worth $250? I'll let you decide. Now, one of the pieces of software that you may find fairly useful if you are confused as to how this camera works, one of the things I realized with it is that it didn't actually tell me a proper OnVIF stream port or address or anything, is this piece of software called IP Spy. I used this in the beginning just to try and figure out what this was. So over here, you can choose an OnVIF device, and you can actually have it look for OnVIF devices on your network. So over here, you could see it found my OnVIF device, and then after I do this, I can click over here to record URL or live URL, and it's get video URLs here, and it's actually going to scan my network to find them. Which this messed me up in the beginning, because in the beginning I was not using this with an Internet Explorer capable computer to be able to log into the camera and change any of its settings. Since I couldn't log into the camera to change any of its settings because I refused to boot up into Windows or use Internet Explorer to do so, I had no way to tell. So this piece of software was actually really helpful to me. I don't use it for my recording. It's just not my cup of tea. But what I liked about this piece of software is that it did actually scan my network to find the URLs, and that allowed me to get this, which I now use with a program called CCTV Viewer on my Linux box, to be able to view the camera so that I can then use OBS to window capture it and stream it. So IP Spy was able to get me a URL. If I then take that URL and copy and paste it into CCTV Viewer, then it works with CCTV Viewer. However, CCTV Viewer on Linux was not able to find all the OnVIF and RTSP devices on my network, because that's just not what the program does. And a lot of these CCTV programs for Linux, well, I mean, again, it's Linux, so you're lucky if they actually work. But more importantly, the ones that do actually work, good luck getting them to find all the cameras on your network. So I found IP Spy very useful for that. If you are using this camera and you are confused as hell and you're about to return it, I wouldn't blame you for returning it. The quality that I got with this camera is not even remotely close to the $250 that I paid for it. But if you're confused as to how to make it work, I'm hoping that this video made it a little bit easier for you. If you are using Linux, try to get something like IP Spy to work. And once you have something like IP Spy working, take that streaming URL that it gives you and type it into CCTV Viewer as a program. You can install that from the Snap Store. And if you want to actually be able to log into the camera to change some of its settings so that you get better quality, you are going to have to use Microsoft Edge in Internet Explorer mode and download ActiveX and install it on your computer. And again, I would strongly suggest if you're going to do any of that garbage or install the plugins with the web browser or any of that crap, that you do that on a computer that is with a throwaway user account, a throwaway computer altogether. I am never booting into this Windows installation again because, yeah, I'm just not allowing that stuff to run on it. This camera is essentially not allowed to connect to the internet. It is literally only allowed on my LAN, and it is only allowed to speak to one computer on that LAN. It is blocked and firewalled off from everything else for, again, obvious reasons, because it's a random Chinese camera that I got on Amazon. That's it for today. And as always, I hope you learned something. If you purchase this camera, hopefully this video was a little bit helpful for you to try and figure out how it works, because I saw a lot of people saying there's no way to get this to work, so that they returned it, and I couldn't find anything online on how to make it work without banging my head against the wall. And I will also leave a link to the koi fish stream down below for anybody that wants to see the koi. You're probably only going to see the koi fish stream with one camera at the moment. I am using a 5-year-old Intel NUC that is using a Celeron processor to do this stream. It is not exactly well fit for that task. It's also in an area of my house where the Wi-Fi is bad. I have to run another Ethernet cable down there in order to be able to get it to be stable. But the main problem right now is that thing just gets destroyed. Like, it's that computer, it winds up having connectivity issues once the CPU usage goes above a certain point, and then it just kind of fries itself and dies. So at some point, if the koi fish pond stream does become more popular, I may get a proper streaming computer to put down there rather than the computer that sat on my receptionist's desk 5 years ago that he used for checking tickets, which is just that this is not what that computer was ever meant to do. That's it for today. Always, hope you learned something. See you all in the next video. Enjoy the koi.